Hello everyone, I am Teacher Lloyd and welcome to my channel, Learning with Teacher Lloyd. I create simple videos on language, literature, and professional education for teachers. If you are interested with these topics, you may hit that subscribe button and bell notification below for you to be updated with the latest videos I'll be posting on this channel. If not, well, that's totally fine. So, let's now start the ball rolling. For today's video, I will be discussing the different teaching and learning modalities in modern-day education. And at the end of this video, I hope that you will be able to distinguish and hopefully apply the different teaching and learning modalities. This video episode is the first of the 5-part video that I'll be presenting about learner-centered pedagogy. Speaking of pedagogy, what comes to your mind when you hear the word pedagogy? Well, if you associate pedagogy with teaching, then you are right. Pedagogy refers to the method of how teachers teach students. It is formed by a teacher's teaching beliefs. It also pertains to the study of teaching approaches and how they affect learners. In simpler terms, pedagogy is the art of teaching. Teaching may be delivered in different modalities. It could be through face-to-face or distance learning. It can also be through blended or purely online. It can also be delivered through synchronous or asynchronous teaching and learning. Now, let me discuss to you these modalities one by one. The first one is face-to-face learning. This modality is dominantly used in many institutions, and I bet this is one learning mode that you missed so much during the COVID-19 pandemic. Perhaps you missed this because in this modality, you get a chance to talk to your classmates and even ask your teachers when something confuses you about the lesson. This is so because face-to-face learning is a method where the teacher and her students meet in person. This allows for a live interaction between a learner and an instructor. It is the most traditional type of learning instruction. Learners benefit from a greater level of interaction with their fellow students as well. In face-to-face learning, students are held accountable for their progress at the class's specific meeting date and time. Face-to-face learning ensures a better learning or understanding and recollection of lesson content and gives class members a chance to bond with one another. Another modality of teaching and learning is called distance learning. If students and teachers meet personally to teach and learn in face-to-face learning, distance learning is the opposite, since in this type of learning, students are not physically present in the classroom. Distance learning is any remote education where students are not physically present for the lesson. Right now, with the booming technology that we have, most distance learning is aided with the technology we all love. Of course, the internet. Thus, in our modern age, distance learning is also called online learning, where lectures and learning materials are sent over the internet. Classes are also conducted online, where teachers and students meet virtually. Students work from home or elsewhere, but not in a classroom. But remember, not all students in the world have stable internet connectivity. Thus, in some but very few cases, distance learning is not held online. Instead, distance learning happens by giving students printed modules for them to study at home. For example, here in the school where I'm currently teaching, during the time of COVID-19 pandemic, distance learning among our students happened in two ways. Some communicate with teachers online and learning materials are sent online, while for those students who can hardly connect to the internet, printed copies of learning materials are sent to them via courier. But again, in most scenarios around the world, distance learning is done online with the aid, of course, of the internet. Speaking of online, Another modality of teaching and learning is called online learning or e-learning. Online learning is a method of education whereby students learn in a fully virtual environment. E-learning is a mode of learning that takes place electronically, often via internet. It requires students to use electronic devices such as computers, tablets, and cell phones. Electronic learning courses can be delivered live where students can digitally raise their hands to participate in class. Alternatively, pre-recorded modules can guide students through the material. In this modality, educational institution may use a learning management system or LMS to facilitate online learning like Google Classroom, Blackboard, Schoology, Moodle, and among others. The next modality merges face-to-face and distance or online teaching and learning. This is called as blended learning. Blended learning combines in-person teaching and interaction with supplemental online educational elements. Meaning to say, some instructional activities are done in person or face-to-face in the classroom, while other supplemental activities are given online where students can work from home or elsewhere but not in the classroom. This is an increasingly popular style of teaching. Blended learning allows teachers and students to interact both face-to-face and in an online setting, utilizing education-based software and technology to ultimately improve student outcomes. Other teaching and learning modalities terms that are widely used include synchronous, asynchronous, and hybrid learning. Synchronous means at the same time. Synchronous learning therefore refers to real-time online communication between students and instructors. Here, learning occurs at the same time, but not necessarily at the same place. This type of learning does not occur in person. Examples of synchronous learning include chat-based online discussions, perhaps through Messenger, interactive webinars through Zoom or Google Meet and the likes, and live broadcasts through Facebook and other platforms. Asynchronous learning, on the other hand, does not require real-time interaction. Instead, content is available online for students to access when it best suits their schedules, and assignments are completed to deadlines. In this modality, students do not learn lessons at the same time as scheduled, but they study lessons at their own time and pacing. Asynchronous online learning requires students to take more responsibility for the process of their own learning. It also requires students to become proficient with the technology required for the course and use new methods of communication with their peers and their instructors. A combination of both synchronous and asynchronous learning is called hybrid learning. In this mode, students are given activities both in synchronous and asynchronous modes, meaning some activities are given and conducted synchronously, while other activities are given asynchronously. Other authors also describe hybrid learning as a combination of face-to-face and online learning, which are done by teaching some students in person and teaching others online all at the same time. So, those are all the different modalities on how teachers may teach students and how learners may learn. But remember, these modalities have advantages and disadvantages. Thus, it is suggested that teachers plan very well and ponder as to which modality will benefit her students best. How about you? Which modality have you experienced or used so far? Which modality is best for you? Comment it down below. Once again, you are learning with Teacher Lloyd. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button below and subscribe to this channel for more videos to learn from. Next up, I'll be discussing the structures for facilitating learner-centered teaching. See you in our next video lesson. Have a great day ahead.